Well, good day, my ladies and my gents. I thought I would preface today's video with a little bit of a couple of shout outs here. First, Josh over at VCG Resins was on a live stream. I've got these written down off to the side here so I can be sure to get them right. But anyway, Josh was on a live stream called Automotive Cars. Automotive Model Cars live over here on YouTube, and they talking about how he does things and working with what is it, Speed Shop Garage, I believe it is. Let me look here. Scale Auto. Yeah, I'm really prepared. Yeah, Scale Speed Garage. Turns out Josh is their proprietary printer for Scale Speed Garage. You can go over there and get all kinds of stuff for your 3D printer if you're into 3D printing. And Josh has got them linked up on his site. So, they got some pretty neat stuff over there, and they're coming out with a deal about wrinkled drag tires. Oh, that's cool if you into that you want to start off with. They also got one that's a drag tire they call it weighted, where it's just like it's sitting there and squatting. So they're talking about all that, and he gave me a shout out on that, and man, that is just absolutely, thank you, Josh. I appreciate that, man. That it means more than you know. But another person he gave a shout out to was Dirt Road Cinderella, lady doing modeling out here, and she does a lot of stuff with Josh, and she just topped 500 subscribers a couple of days ago. Go over and give her a congrats. So, but just wanted to say thank you, Josh. I really do appreciate that shout out, man. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And I hope you get to feeling better. He's had a cold the last few days. On to other things. Joe over at Big Sky Model Workshop. Yeah, I got that wrote down too to make sure I had it right. Had an interesting idea in one of his latest videos. His earliest video, excuse me, his first one. I watched it, and he talked about all of the kits that he builds has a story. Might be a true story, might be something that, like from a deal he had, a car that he had as a kid or lusted after as a kid or whatever. Or some of them are just, hey, that looks like a really cool kit, let's give it a story. That'd be a cool idea. So I'm working on this Dodge pickup for the County Road Commission. And my idea with it, and kind of when I saw the bent up hood, and I decided kind of last minute to start muddying it up and getting rust on it and whatnot. Bent hood, it's an old work truck. They've been out working on County Road 9. It's been raining for 3 days. It is a mud pit out there, and they're having to get out there with the compressor trailer and some gravel in the back of the truck and dig up some stuff they needed to dig up, and with the jackhammer, and they're out there working in the mud, and it is just mud. So they're coming back to town, and took it into the yard and just sat it there. They're sick and tired of the mud. Their uniforms that they go out working in are supposed to be blue, and they're brown with mud, and it's caked, and yeah. So, boss man, to heck with you. We're going home. Take a shower. You can wash it tomorrow. You can wash it today if you want it clean now. That's that's going to be the story behind this one. So I thought that'd be kind of fun. So, but anyway, a couple of things I'm going to be doing. I put in some heater hoses on it. It didn't do quite the job that I normally do, but hey, I'm going to show how I detail up a grill a little bit. This kit doesn't have the clear lenses, and it's just got molded in chrome, and show how I do that. So, on with the video. As we can see, we've got the wonderful little Dodge pickup coming along. It coming along quite nicely, actually. I spent yesterday building, or not building, but painting a whole series of winter scene that Josh over at VCG Resins put out, and to do up for a tabletop Christmas scene. My mother, who's in her early 80s and has a neuromuscular disease, and I have decided that we don't want to put up a Christmas tree. Why fight it? I'm going to go to my brother's house where he's got kids, and he puts up a Christmas tree every year. So we decided to do that, and decided, well, what the heck, we're just going to do it this way. So, be that as it may, what I got going on today, a couple of things. First of all, got a heater hose. I'm going to play with zoom here a little bit and see if I can get that a little better where the light's on it. See if I can squirrel things a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, pointer. I have heater hose that goes from up here and comes up to the firewall. This is not part of the kit. I also have a radiator hose that goes from here over to here. This radiator is part of the kit. The engine is not. The engine is the VCG Slant 6 stock engine, and for any of you who say it's not red, I know it's period about 1970. Mopar, I have learned, Mopar started, when they started making their Slant 6s, started painting them a light blue, almost a Ford blue. So that's why it's not red. So, but anyway, for this part, I have normally when I go in down here where the heater hoses go into the thermostat housing and block and whatnot, I normally drill holes, and I'm very careful to do that. And on this one, I was like, kind of an afterthought. But in the firewall, see if I can get it in here. Yeah, right along here, there's a spot, and I drilled out a couple of little bitty holes, a little 1/2 millimeter diameter drill bit. Just drilled a couple of little holes there. And for that, let me zoom back out. I have picture hanger wire. Just a great big roll. Pick it up, Walmart, whatever, Hobby Lobby, you can get it. It's cheap, and you get thousands of scale miles in one big roll, and it works really well. It's stiff. You can bend it. It's stiff. It's easy to work with. Drill a 1/2 millimeter hole with a little bitty drill bit, and give you an idea. Let's see if I can get it here. Yeah, just a little 1/2 millimeter drill bit, and drill the holes in it, and you can then take your picture hanger wire, and it fits in those holes real nice. You thread it through your radiator hose packets that you get, and you can then just start running your hoses. It goes great for any of them. What I found is Parts by Parks. They have, this is the 1-inch radiator hose, and on the back they give a description of the approximate scale size of the various hoses. I've got the 1-inch, 1.5-inch, 2-inch, and I'm not sure if I have the 3-inch or the 2.5-inch. I'd have to go looking, but I've got several of them, and just go through and you just thread your wire into the hose, and then you can bend it like any wire, and it works really well. And in this case, I just put it through one. I just put a little dab on the other to get it into the hole. But that's how I do the radiator hoses, the heater hoses. You can, into the engine, you can drill in a hole there to be able to, like I said, to put the wire in, and then it sets in real nice. And just kind of an update. Let me see about zooming this back out a little bit. Just a little. I have added a little bit more mud. I did the wheels and muddied it up quite a bit. What I did with the tires, I just took everything, and I've been using, where is it? Tamiya Bare Earth. That's desert yellow. Buff. I got several different colors here. Yeah, flat earth, just Tamiya flat earth. And I take it and I get a big brush, something akin to, something like, this size or this size. And I dip it, and then I just start going bump, 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 bump. And that's how I'm getting the mud. So, but I did that, and then when I got done, I put it in the wheels on this are such that I was able to put them in the chuck of a cordless drill, and off I went. And I just started, I put it up against a sanding stick, and I just ran it and just scruffed it down till I got the paint off and left the paint in the treads, and also wore down the tires a little bit, like, so they're not all nice and shiny and new. So, but yeah, it's coming along. A little bit more VCG stuff. Battery is a Mopar battery, and then I've got the master cylinder, and that's one of Josh's on VCG. And so got that taken care of. I'm going to put some mud, a little bit of mud inside here. One interesting tidbit on this: the kit comes with the V8. Yeah, I went a little. They bag it out in the mud. The kit comes with that ugly V8 that I looked at it and I said, no, that ain't gonna drill. Well, so I put the slant six in it. Well, the exhaust for the V8, it comes out, comes over, it joins up here, and then it runs down here. Well, the slant six, the exhaust comes out on this side. So you can't run it with using their exhaust, even though you cut the little tab off. So what I did is I got some 2mm aluminum rod, and I started bending and getting it under and everything. This is a glass pack muffler, one of Josh's on VCG, and before I got this bent, I just slid it in, and then I went around and I just bent that around, got it all in, put everything back in place, and I got a one-piece custom exhaust all the way back, and that's one of the best that I think I have done with that. And so quite pleased with that. Okay, so now what we're going to work on, set the monstrosity aside for a moment. I have the grill. Oh, it's a pretty grill. Let me get things set up a little better here to where I can get two things and it can still be in camera. Let's go kind of like that. And zoom in just a little bit on it. Let me see if I can squirrel it a little bit. Yeah, we're doing this all in one shot here. So, make sure I don't get my head in the way. But what we got is, looking at it, well, there's the headlights. Don't have no lenses for it. Well, what do? I watched one video, I don't remember who now, not too long ago, and he uses a semi-gloss white. I don't have a semi-gloss white, so what I do is I just use Tamiya gloss white. And a tip on using white and clear, especially Tamiya, because that's what I mainly use. I have a set of brushes that I use solely. These are clear, they're new brushes. They have not been used with anything else. These are for clear. I have got these, they're new brushes, and these are for white only. If you go through and you've used black, and you've used a metallic, and you've used chrome, and you've used green, and on your other brushes, it doesn't really normally bleed through. But if you're using white or clear, and you start dipping that brush in, well, that color starts coming out, and you wind up with a green streak, or a black streak, or a blue streak in your white or your clear. So, tip, get some new brushes and mark them, you know, for one or the other. But then I just take and we just paint it up, and anything that goes a little haywire, we use a toothpick to kind of scrape it off gently so we don't scrape off the chrome. But you just go around and get in there and do your painting. Get all of it. Get all of it. There we go. And it's not the best. Nothing like the replacement of just drilling it out, putting a thing behind it and chroming it up, and then putting a clear lens on it. But if you don't want to go to that much hassle, you just do this. And while it ain't perfect, it does the job. Here we go. And then you get it all nice and done. Another little tip too, if you might want to keep a separate, you know, I use acrylics. And I've got one water dish that I use that I dunk my paintbrush in, and it's for whatever color, and there are times that it comes out and it looks like mud. I have a second one that I use, and I use it for white, clear, and decal, though I use clean water for decal. But in this case, white, dunk it in there. And set those aside. Now, we need to get a small brush, another one. I have a whole mess load of little bitty brushes. And then I'm going to use Tamiya Clear Orange. I've got clear orange, clear red, clear yellow, clear blue, clear. I've got gloss clear, semi-gloss clear, flat clear, and but you get just that, and you got the light here. Well, let's check it out and see just how it sets in there, so that you know just how much to paint up. I think it just goes, well, let me look at the box. When all else fails, look at the box. We have chrome with a little bit of, that's interesting, got some black trim around it. Okay, so I didn't plan that out, but okay, we'll go in and just paint right over the chrome. Take the clear, put on the chrome, and it really stands out. Kind of like it's got the, the clear reflector on it. And turn that light down just a little bit so it's not glaring off the chrome quite as much in my eyes. And I went a little overboard with that one. Yeah, I'll get the toothpick on it and clean it up. The clear colors aren't sensitive to others, so dunk it in the other water. Then we're going to have some fun, because I also need to get a wash in the grill, because that's ugly. It's just blah, bright in your face. So let's set that a little bit out of the way. Okay, where did I put my black? No, actually, I want to go flat black on that. And I've got so many that on the labels I have put semi-gloss or flat gloss. If it doesn't have the label on here, I take a little piece of masking tape and put on there, and that way I can just look at it and see what I got. So, but got a little bit of the Tamiya clear thinner. I got this thinking it wasn't that big. Oh boy, it's a big one. Picked up some pipettes. Real nice to use to get the thinner out and get just a few drops. And then I'm going to take this and just, yes, we're doing this in real time, folks. Yes, I'm really together. And so I'm going to just take a glob of paint, mix it in the thinner, make a wash. We don't want a real thin wash, but we don't want it very thick. Yeah, that'll work. And then I just take it and we just start brushing it in. And the chrome, if we get it right, which looks like I did this time, yay! The chrome will set up above the black and it won't get all painted and cruddied. But then again, on something like this, you don't exactly want the chrome real bright around the grill. It gets dirty, it gets cruddy. There are some that you can say, you know, they can go in the back and thin this out and actually bring out where you've got just the grill. I tried that once and I ruined the grill. Thankfully, I had another kit that I had used a different grill on, and I was able to go to it and use it because I'd flat ruined it. So, but there's that. You just let it dry. And just kind of let it for a minute or so. It doesn't take long for it to actually settle. And then just go through and fill in a little bit, and just kind of let it. And when we get done and it dries nice and thorough, we can go back with a toothpick and wooden toothpick, and we just gently scrape over it, and it takes care of all of the little bits that kind of got where you didn't really want them to be. So there's that. As far as it goes, it doesn't, if you want to try to keep what you're doing and get or make a bottle of thinned or whatever, you can. Me, it's a hassle. I haven't really got that far to, oh my goodness, I need to save it. Unless I make something like a custom mix, like I did for the kind of the rust dirt muck that I did, and I mixed together several, and I put it in an old, to me, a clear bottle that I marked on it. But on this, I just take an old paper towel and just clean it back up. Not going to really be using that again. If I need more, I use 2 or 3. I use a couple of drops of the thinner and a little bit on a brush. And you're not by throwing that away, you're not really going to be missing much. So there's that. And let's see, I have toothpicks. There they are. Toothpicks. I took a old Walmart prescription bottle that was way huger than it needed to be, drilled a hole in the end, and I now have a toothpick dispenser. And then let's go around, try to clean up the clear a little bit where I got a little carried away. Make it just kind of if you get a little too much off, you just go back and get a little bit more and put on it. So you just work it about like, yeah, I got a little carried away there. I may have to go back in and put a little bit of clear back on that to get it to clean up and look a little better. I kind of got a little messy with it, but it is what it is. That's part of it. Kind of mess up, well, you gotta go back and touch up. But then what I do is I take and I just nip it. Now I've got a fairly broad flat surface, and then I go over the black kind of gently, and it cleans up a little bit of that chrome for the ridges, and still leaves it looking a little dirty, like you go out, unless you just freshly polished your car, you're not going to have a real clean grill. So, yeah, that's still wet in spots. Oh well, no big deal. This, really and truly, it's not that well, it's not that delicate. Pretty much you do what you want to do and make it look the way you want it to look. If it looks good, it looks good. If it doesn't, you go over it and you do it again. So, but this, I am just kind of working at it. See, it kind of brings out the chrome a little bit. And then I got a little bit in here that I didn't really want, so I take my toothpick and I go in between. Like that. And you got her cleaned up. See, that. So, kind of looking to see just how I want to. I got a little bit more cleaning I got to do on it. A little bit of paint where it doesn't belong. A little bit of cleaning up yet. But that's basically it. And then when you got, I don't know why AMT. This is an MPC, but it's put out by AMT. You got chrome that's in places that. Why in the world do you guys have to do that? Now we got to go over it, and I just saw some flashing that I missed a little bit ago. I got to go over it with some chrome. So you got the handy dandy chrome pen and the most wonderful little paintbrush, and just kind of go across, clean up what you nipped off, and let's go over a little bit of that just to kind of clean that up just a little bit without really crapping things out. There we go. Did some reading. This is actually an alcohol based, but it cleans up with water real easy. So that's how I do a grill. And looks a whole lot better than it does just leaving it all shiny bright. There we go. So, all right. Work on putting together things and update again soon. Thanks for watching.